All right, guys, let's get back to education. We were just talking to you guys about our university and how we educate the public. Well, now we're going to get into some of the 5 common mistakes that people make when buying gold. And Jeff, as you know, one of the first one is not being educated. Exactly. And so that's, again, why we kind of created this university. But more importantly, there's a lot of advertising out there. There's, nowadays you're seeing TV all over the radio. You're watching TV all over you're watching gold all over the TV. You're seeing it in the newspaper. You're seeing it everywhere. And because of that, we have a lot of people that are just kind of buying into some of the sales and marketing gimmicks, and they're kind of acting out of fear.
Buying the wrong product. As a matter of fact, I was watching TV last night, and I saw a company, I don't even know who it was, advertising gold buffaloes for $9.95 each, and people buy this. It's not gold. That's the funny thing about it. It's gold plated. It's a spray painted piece of metal. Yeah, they're buying the wrong products.
Right, and so what they're trying to do is they're trying to kind of leech on some of the momentum that gold has brought up, and of course attract some of the coin collectors to buy something that has an appearance of gold, but it really isn't.
Right. They're bright, they're shiny, they get excited, they think it's gold, and all of a sudden the credit card comes out and they're buying something that has no liquidity value whatsoever. There is no secondary market for it. And it's confusing whenever they go to sell it. They buy these and then they can't sell it. I mean, that's one of the biggest problems in our industry.
Right. I mean, it's even gone so far now. And now, Jeff, have you seen the Carl's Jr. commercial with it has the gold bars that are all over the screen? And
no, I've actually missed that one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
tell me about it.
So there's a new commercial now where Carl's Jr. is saying, "Hey, we don't know much about gold investing," and they have gold bars all over the screen. But instead, they say, "We know a lot about burgers, so so come get a hamburger." But hey, when you have a burger company, using gold as a way to drive business to their restaurants, well, I think we finally got to a point where the
people were taking gold seriously.
They're taking gold seriously, but they're also very confused about how to acquire it.
Absolutely.
And just like what you said about the commercial on TV for a $9.99 piece of gold. There's also the late night TV guys, the home shopping network guys, the guys that advertise on TV, and the guys that stand up there in their suits and they look really nice and really honest, and they're trying to get you to buy their certified, proof 70 or mint state 70, and we can explain these, what those things mean to you guys.
Well, I mean, buying a certified modern day coin is probably one of the worst mistakes you can make. It gives the sales and marketing companies an opportunity to make more money off of you, the customer, the consumer. You go to sell that back down the road, and trust me, you are not going to get that money back that you paid in your markup. They put it in a fancy holder, they grade it, you get all excited, and the bottom line here is you overpaid for something that is basically metal value, a little bit over the metal content value.
Right. So they took something that was made this year or last year, and they sent it out to a grading service to try to enhance the value and to add a collector premium to a piece of gold. Well, it really is just a piece of gold. They made millions of them this year, last year, and guess what? They're going to make more next year. And they're really it's an ongoing supply. And it's finite. I mean, it's going to keep on going for as long as they make gold planchets to punch out and sell to the American public.
Absolutely. And I just went through this with a client of mine. We just purchased a very large modern day bullion collection from him, and we were doing the evaluations, and he kept saying his, it's worth somewhere around $250,000, so we flew to the state that he was in. We took one of our experts went there, who's been doing this for over 30 years and is regarded as one of the industry's leading experts. And he went there, and basically we wrote him a check for $149,000, $100,000 less than what he thought it was worth.
But we paid fair market value.
Fair market value. When we explained it to him, when he was looking at his $250,000 value, he was looking at the retail value, not the actual value of the coins in front of him. Right. And the problem there is these people see that you may have this type of modern day coin selling for $4,000 on TV, but the fact of the matter is it's a 1 ounce piece of gold. It's in a shiny case, in a pretty presentation box, And it's not worth anything more than the gold content, maybe a small little bit of a premium. And how we acquired his collection was we educated him. We showed him how I can replace every coin in his collection for the price I just paid him for it.
Right.
And once he saw that, he accepted our deal.
Right. No, and that's what CT Group always does, is they always give a replacement cost on products that we're trying to acquire. That way the public or the client or the prospect understands that we literally could replace these at the same amount that we're looking to buy them from them at. And which really leads us right into the next one of the next common mistakes that people make is the wrong product. And that's why what CT Group typically recommends is they recommend something that is pre-1933. And these are going to be United States gold coins. They have a $20 coin, which is roughly an ounce, a $10 coin, roughly a half ounce. And these are common coins, but they have a fixed supply.
Right.
These coins are not being made ever again. Whatever the mintage is,
what's out there is out there.
However many have survived, it is a fixed supply. So that when the supply and demand takes effect, these coins have natural progressions, and there's a real market, and most importantly, there's a secondary market for them. So when you buy the coin, that premium that you pay for a coin with a fixed supply that actually has a collector or a numismatic value on it, that premium does transcend to a secondary market. So when you go to sell or liquidate those types of items, you actually get the premium that you paid for it on the front end.
Right, exactly. And another thing is when you're talking about that premium, make sure you shop before you buy, because every company is different. Every company is going to charge a different premium. But if you give CT Group a call, talk to one of their representatives, we will show you and put in front of you what we paid for the coin, what our markups are. We will be completely transparent. We will show you how it's done versus, other companies that are going to charge you, 30 and 40 and 50% above what the actual cost of the coin is. Do your research. Get educated. And that's our third common mistake, Jeff, is actually paying high commissions. And you're right. There are different companies out there, and depending on where they acquire or how they acquire, and depending on what their cost and overhead is, just like any other business. Correct.
They have different markups. And really what we do is we have a 1.5%. CT Group has a 1.5% markup over what our cost is.
Right.
So we're not trying to.
Actually, one of the lowest on the market.
We absolutely are, and we do match all of our competitors as well.
Absolutely.
So at 1.5%, we're putting our clients, we're putting our customers in a position to not have to wait years and years and years to actually see gains on this.
Right, exactly.
Which leads us right to number 4, which is short-term gains. A lot of the people, simply because of how or where they acquired, they're not able to see those gains. So when the gold market goes up, and like we've seen recently, we've seen big gains in gold and we've seen corrections. But when the gold market goes up, we're up to 1,800 and actually I think we're down a little bit today. But down to 1789. Right. But when the gold market starts moving, people will start to call in and they'll start to call back the places where they acquired their metals from, expecting to actually see some increase in value. But they're not getting a profit, buyback number simply because of the commission that they paid up front. So if you want to see a short-term growth, if you want to see gains and on your precious metals, you really have to shop around and make sure that you're acquiring from somebody who does have a very small premium.
Which takes me to another client of mine who he is now a client of CT Group, but formerly bought from another company, a large organization. And based on what we did and the information we provided for him, is we walked him through the whole thing. And he could, with gold going up, he could sit on his gold that he purchased from this other company for the next 5 years and not break even on his investment.
What type of gold was he buying, Jeff?
He was buying overpriced pre-33 gold that was being touted to him as a rare coin. And it was what they call a common date coin. There's no rarity value. There's a little bit of a premium because it has a semi-numismatic value.
Right.
However, it's not a rare coin. Rare coins fall into their own separate category. They take up about a 15 to 20% of the entire gold and coin market. Everything else, I know Todd has stressed this before, but there's 4 sections of the gold market. There's modern coins, there's collectible coins, there's pre-33 gold, and then there's rarity. And he was being sold common date, generic, what we refer to as generic pre-33 $20 gold pieces, and being told that they were rarity. This was a first-time coin buyer, and he spent an enormous amount of money on this. However, we worked with him and we talked with him. We provided information, put it in front of him, showed him how we come about what we do. And after about 2 months of educating him, he's now one of our great clients, great friend. I've met him numerous times in person, and and he's extremely happy with what CTGroup has done, because he's getting information no other company will give him.
Right. And what all these 5 factors lead us to, or what the first 4 mistakes lead us to, really is our 5th mistake. And our 5th most common mistake is not considering liquidity or having liquidity on your product. If you're not educated, if you buy the wrong product, if you pay too high commissions, and if you're not considering that, and if you're not looking out for your short-term and your long-term goals, then you're going to put yourself in a position where you're not going to have a liquid product because of a potential loss that you could be taking, or because of the company that you bought from. Not all companies buy and sell. Not all companies have a two-way market.
No, where we offer, that's exactly it. That's one of our strong points. We offer a two-way market. We will not only sell something with complete education and background and history and charts and everything like that, but we will also purchase back any coin we sell at fair market value. And when it's time to sell those coins, we'll give you what the fair market value is. We'll show you the auction results. We'll show you all the pricing structures. We will take you through this. We will grab your hand, walk you through this, and show you every step of the way. And that's what I like about this company. I mean, I didn't come from another gold company. I came from a totally different industry, and I fell in love with this company because of the history behind it. The family history goes back all the way to 1947. And, we have, 3 experts on staff with over 80 years experience, where most other companies don't have a coin dealer or an expert in coins on their staff.
That's right. Most of these sales and marketing companies, they rely on unfortunately, other companies like ours or other companies like us to acquire their merchandise from. And that's why they have to mark it up so much, because they don't deal directly with wholesalers. They're just marketing companies that don't have a real numismatist on staff, and they don't have people that can really price and acquire these coins the right way for their clients.
And we inquire and we encourage people, if you're wherever you are, if you're in Southern California and you want to come by and visit us, call and make an appointment. We will definitely, we encourage people to come see what we do, see it firsthand, sit down with us, let us talk through all this information. And or even get online, correspond with one of the representatives here. I mean, you'll be blown away with the information you're going to get.
Right, and we're not going to try to sell you. Really, the most important thing is we want to find out what you don't like or what's not working with your current investment portfolio. We want to find out what your goals are, whether they're long-term or short-term, and what strategies you've employed and what solutions you're looking for.
And we're not going to force you into anything. We're going to educate you, and you're going to make the decision. What we do is we're going to provide suggestions, we're going to provide education, and you're going to make the decision. And that's what we do at CTGroup.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, Todd will be back next week for the show, and he will report on his trip to Philadelphia, and he's going to let us know a little bit about what went down at the show and talk about some of the current stuff that's going on next week. And we'll talk about tangible assets investing 101, and we're gonna try to educate you guys a little bit more, even through our radio show.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys later.